lately. 100% true story. I was 18 years old working at a distribution center for one of the two largest home improvement chains in the US. I worked in the appliances department where I drove a forklift-like machine that had big clamps instead of forks. The machine could pick up 6 refrigerators at once if they were stacked correctly. If I remember correctly, the appliances were stacked 6 units high. One morning I was absolutely exhausted at work because I made the poor decision to stay up late with a girl I had just started dating. I was operating heavy machinery on 2 hours of sleep. The next item I had to grab was a refrigerator on the absolute top row. Even when I was well rested, it was scary to pick something from the top row. So I position my machine and line up the clamps, pull forward, and successfully clamp the refrigerator. I start to back up before lowering the clamps, but I grabbed the wrong lever. This expensive, brand new refrigerator just bombs straight to the ground and smashing inside of its padding/wrapping. A coworker I barely knew runs over and asks me if our leadership saw what happened. I said, I have no idea. I was visibly shaken and he asked if I was all right. He quickly took his barcode scanner, which is how we moved items around the warehouse, and took ownership of the refrigerator. He then picks it up and brings it to a random truck that was being loaded and stuffs it in there before hiding it behind a bunch of random items. I couldn't understand why he'd done this, so I asked him. He tells me he's soon going to prison for his 3rd DUI and the company wasn't holding his position for him, so he has nothing to lose. He said something along the lines of, "You're only 18 and have a lot more to lose." I couldn't believe it. I barely knew this dude. He then said something about how there's a better life than this warehouse bullshit. Go make something of yourself. So I went to my boss and told him I needed to leave because I was exhausted and felt unsafe operating heavy machinery. I went home and slept. After a couple weeks of evaluating my life, I went to a recruiter and enlisted in the military. I'm now out of the military and doing well for myself. Far better than I ever expected from myself. I give so much credit to this man whose name I can't even remember. I never heard another word about that refrigerator either.